Uh, we've been introduced previously to two characters, and they are going to be the bane of Moshe's life for a lot of the Torah, Dotan and Aviram. They were the ones who were fighting, uh, and Moshe tried to break it up, said, "Oh, gotta be good to each other." He said, "Oh, yeah, you'll kill us like you killed that Egyptian." In other words, they have nothing good to say. They're always looking for complaints. And of course, they appear this week with the problems of like they say we have to have food. They are complaining at Rephidim uh, because there's no water, supposedly. In other words, anything Moshe does, they're against. They are agitators. They really are going to cause them all sorts of problems. By the way, Rephidim is a place, I've been there. I served there for 6 months many years ago when it was a big Air Force base, an Army base. But that's a side point. The, so it's a really important place. But they come up and they say, we're going to die of thirst here in the desert. Weren't there enough graves in Egypt? I mean, this is their classic thing. They go and they make arguments, and the arguments on the face of it look logical. They're thirsty, but that's not their purpose. Their purpose is that they are disruptors. They don't like that they are on the side. If you saw the original movie Exodus from the 50s, where Edgar G. Robinson plays Dotan, and you can see his character is, when the Egyptians are saying, getting rid of all the Jews, they say, you have to go. And he says, I'm not one of these people. And they say, yeah, how'd the blood get on your doorposts? Did that just happen? In other words, yeah, but they're causing all sorts of trouble for Moshe. And this is one of the problems of leadership. You have to know how to deal with these people who they're not coming with a valid excuse, a valid complaint, rather. They are there just to cause trouble to the leadership because they don't care who's the leader, they have to make trouble. And eventually they'll have their comeuppance when they are part of the whole issue with Korah and they're killed at that time. But throughout the entire, and this is something that leaders have to know, there are those with valid complaints who will come up and they say, this is wrong, and you listen to them. Then there are those who complain because that's what they do. They don't care about the effect that their complaints will have. They don't care about the damage they will cause. All they care about is they're against who's in charge at this moment. So it's a very important thing for us to know that when we hear people complaining about this or that, we have to look at the reasons they're complaining. Do they have a valid complaint? Or is it they're trying just to disrupt everything and cause trouble and make the authorities overreach? Many years ago, when I was a punky teenager, I was told by a major communist in this country, Gus Hall, who's the head of the CTUSA, Communist Party of USA, that the goal is to bring to the authorities complaint that if you listen to them, it would bring down the state. That was, he said, was the goal. On the face of it, they sound logical. But when you got into them, everything breaks down. And that's Dotan and Aviram. They're looking to bring everything down because they had a nice life in Egypt. They were not regular slaves. They were above the others. They look and they saw that their situation has changed. So we have to always be aware of who's complaining and why. Something to think about. Kaddish Torah.